Mellow greetings, Tubians, RononTyr here, and let's fanfic Story of Seasons Friends of Mineral Town. Summer 25, Year 1, Friday. Sunny. You know what, I really shouldn't be so upset about it being sunny, and we have had some rain and some storms recently, and, well, that's different, right? Anyway, journal, I got up this morning and I had a plan. I was ready, I was raring to go. The whole point was to get out there, get the chores done, run into town, do my town-based errands. I had some shopping I wanted to do. I was being all determined because it was time for Chickadee and Lewis to find new homes. I had to pick up some stuff from Saibara. I had a plan, I had a goal, I had focus. And you know what, Journal? I did it. Admittedly, it took me until like 2 o'clock in the afternoon to get the farm chores done and make sure that all the animals were tended and happy and smiling, and I still haven't worked out a solution to this for next season. I have decided not to replant the onions that came up. There's not enough time left in the season, and I could maybe squeeze out a crop, but I don't want to potentially risk wasting all of that money on things that may not grow. They may just end up wilting, and that would suck. So, yeah, decided not to replant anything that goes out of season from this point forward. Hopefully that'll help reduce the overall watering, but honestly, there were only 2 plots that I was replanting. Everything else is sort of continuous and evergrown. What do you call that? And is there a name for a crop that just keeps on fruiting constantly? I feel like perennial's a word, but I also feel like that means it only shows up once a year. I'll do some research next time I'm in the library. So, where was I? Oh yeah. Sorry, journal, I'm a little bit tired. So I got all of the chores done, I ran into town, I stopped at Saibara's, I picked up my silver sickle? Scythe. Sickle. The thing that makes the grass go away. I picked that up. I stopped in at Poultry Farm. Poultry Farm. It's where Poultry lives, but it's not technically her farm. It's the family farm. I could remember that. Poultry. I still think it's a stupid name. And I did. I said farewell to Chickadee and to Lewis. It wasn't any easier this time around than it was the last, but it had to be done, and I'm gonna keep justifying this because it's hard, and I've with these two, I've literally raised them from the egg. I literally raised them from nothingness, but I can't afford enough feed for 4 chooks over the winter, not this year. And next year, maybe I'll be a little more stable. I'll be able to get through more in a day. But right now, it's heck. I struggle to feed me. How am I supposed to feed 4 freaking chickens? At least I've got grass for Mugu and Barbara. They're growing up nicely. It seems they're settling in happily. I suspect that I'm gonna have to do the same trick with them, but that's going to be a lot slower. They take longer to mature than chickens, and we'll see what happens. After that, I ran up to see Jeff at the general store. I picked up the new frying pan he has available, which of course means I can now make that popcorn recipe that Kai taught me. I did really think about getting some more seeds, but decided against it. Came back, double checked my dates. I was right. There's not enough time left in the season to keep going, so I'm going to not. I took some time out. I made my first batches of popcorn, And can I tell you, Journal, that making food from things that you've grown yourself just makes it feel so much more special. And I'll be honest, I was never big on popcorn when I lived in the city, and it just it tastes like cardboard and has the consistency of styrofoam. But to be able to make it myself from corn that I grew, it's just suddenly it's this whole new experience. It's like, is this how people who like popcorn feel when they eat it? It is this happiness what is normal in popcorn consumption? I don't know. But it felt so good. I actually ate like 2 servings and probably shouldn't have sold quite so much of my corn because given that this is all I can cook right now, I'm gonna need more if I'm gonna survive. After that, it was as usual up the mountain, make offering, do foraging, soak for a while, and then I came home and I decided to try and clear some of the debris that storm the other day threw up. It gave me a chance to test out my new sickle, my shiny new sickle scythe grass destroying device, and that felt really good. I can do a lot more work with it, so maybe kicking up to silver for things like my watering can is going to be advantageous. I still don't understand why making something out of a better metal makes it easier to use, or somehow it eats less of my stamina or energy to use it. I really don't understand how that works, but apparently it doesn't. I can understand the greater capacity, maybe, except it's exactly the same size as the old one, at least in relation to the watering can. There are magics afoot in this place that I will never understand. Either way, the silver sickle is a lot easier to use than the standard one was, and I'm hopeful that that will apply to the other tools as I get them. I think I'll try and do my hammer next. I think that's going to be my next target. That'll help me get through the mines quicker, clear rocks out of the field. After that, I would love to do the watering can, but I also need to wait either for a rainy day or until the end of season for that, which makes it a bit trickier to try and organise, but we'll get there, Journal, we really will. For now, it is actually supposed to rain again tomorrow, which is fantastic, and I will catch you then. Night, Journal. Summer 26, Year 1, Saturday, raining. Ah, Journal. I cannot express to you how much I love rainy days. The sound of the rain on the roof of my house, I guess it is now. I can't really think of it as a shack anymore, can I? Of my home. There we go. I like that. My home. The way those cool little drops feel on your skin when you step out. And it's quite warm today, and I know the season's winding down, but it's still quite warm. So to have those cold little drops hitting hot skin, it just, I kind of wish I could let the animals out in it, but I'm afraid that they'll get sick, so they just got some feed today. And pets, and love, of course, of course. And I woke up again with a plan this morning. I think maybe I need to start planning the night before. It worked for me while I was living in the city. I'd sit down for a half hour or so before I went to bed and just write out everything I intended to do the next day, so maybe I need to start doing that here and having that to-go list, because I felt really good yesterday. I ticked so much off my mental to-do list. It picked me up. It was fantastic. So the to-do list for today was to get all of my around the farm chores done, so tend to the critters, make sure there was feed put out, because like I said, I'm not going to put them out in the rain. I don't want them to get sick. And from there, tend to the crops. We had pineapples up. I think this is going to be the last harvest for pineapples for this year. And they first sprouted on the 21st was when they fruited, and today's the 26th, and we've only got like 4 or 5 days left in the season, and I don't think that's going to be enough for a third fruiting, and I can hope, but so I shipped off a bunch of those, I loaded up on popcorn, and then the plan was to head up the mountain, was to do all of my usual foraging and make my usual word starting with O pleases the goddess. Offering! Yes, offering! Sorry, Journal. I don't know why I'm so cuckoo today. Maybe, just maybe, I spent too long in the mines. Because that was the goal for today. Get in there, get as deep as I could, gather up as much ore as I could carry, but basically get as far down as I could go. I made sure that I had a heap of popcorn in my bag so I could re-energize while I was down there. Because that's been one of my problems is I get down like 2 or 3 floors and I just completely end up exhausted. And of course, if you leave, for some reason, all the ladders you've discovered disappear. I don't know how. It's part of the many magics of Mineral Town. I don't think this is one I appreciate. But I've got to get these tools upgraded, and getting down to the mines helps me use my hoe, it helps me use my hammer, gets me some more practice with them, which will make the new tools easier to use, and it gets me the resources I need to actually do the upgrade. So, yeah, that was a big part of it. So, with the help of the popcorn, I did actually manage to make it further than I have before. We got down, not to 3, not to 4, we got down to the 6th floor. 6! I've never made it that deep before. I still don't know how deep this mine goes, but 6 feels like an accomplishment. I feel proud of me. After that, I was aching and sweaty and covered in dust and dirt and disgusting. So of course I went and jumped in the hot spring to clean up and chill out for a while. Did I mention I found gold, Journal? Gold. I struck gold. I feel like I should be really excited about this, and isn't that what entire generations were seeking? You know, everybody was, Eureka, I found gold, for some reason it just doesn't have quite the same value here as maybe it would have if this had happened while I was still in the city. And I also found a ton of scrap ore, I found some silver, I found some copper. I just feel like I'm insufficiently excited about this. And I struck gold. Gold, Journal. Yeah, no, it still doesn't feel all that exciting. After my soak, I ran up to see Saibara, and I gave him my hammer and some silver and a bunch of money. And he's going to upgrade that to silver, so we're moving along on those goals. It's still only a day to do the upgrade, so maybe I should be able to get... I should, maybe, hopefully have time to get my watering can done before autumn kicks in. And it'd be nice. I don't know if things are going to fruit again, so I've got to keep watering them, and I don't want to waste any potential money. And if I can get another crop out of these things, it's going to serve me in really good stead. You know, it's to my advantage. I don't know what to do. After that, came home, spent some time clearing the field with my amazing, sexy scythe grass whacker killer thing. Still working out some of its vagaries, but getting there. Little pieces getting there. And now I'm writing anew. I think I'm going to keep going with the morning to-do list for a little while, just to see how I can get that to structure. If it works, I might in autumn shift over and start doing to-do lists every evening. I guess we'll see what happens. Kind of looking forward to it, actually. I've missed that. It was a good bit at the end of my day when I was living in the city. It was a moment of peace, you know? Just me and a pen and paper, and it felt good. It felt really good. Kind of like sitting with you does. Alright, Journal, I'm gonna need to get some sleep because I'm getting a bit goo-goo. And possibly even gaga. Sunny again tomorrow, and it doesn't look like there are going to be any surprise festivals or anything. Alright, that's it. I'm going to bed. Night, Journal.